Welcome to the International Weightlifting Federation's online Youth World Cup. Weightlifters around the globe have been waiting for this competition and the opportunity to compete against each other in real time, from their homes, their training centers, their gyms, wherever they can find weights and a platform. In Canada, I'm your host, Richard Mason. This session features women in the 81 kilo session. This is the A session. Let's meet our athletes. Representing Colombia, Angie Franco. Representing Peru, Estrella Saldariaga. Representing Chinese Taipei, Wang Xingshou. Representing Romania, Brindusha Turcana. Representing Venezuela, Zorianis Enriquez. Representing Spain, Crispel Escalante. Representing Poland, Julia Kaczorowska. Representing Mexico, Leslie Ramirez. And representing Great Britain, Isabella Brown. These are our athletes in this session. We have our referees. Representing Bangladesh, Sharia Sultana.
Yes.
Representing Argentina, Marcelo Melnick. Representing Peru, Jessica Castillo. Our reserve referee from Canada is Daniel Robitaille. He'll judge the lift only if our colleagues have technical difficulties. This event is hosted by the Peruvian Weightlifting Federation. It's a replacement for the IWF Youth World Championships that were scheduled to be running right now in Lima, Peru. The goal is still to promote real, live, and worldwide participation of athletes from now the safety of their homes. First athlete we're going to call in the snatch portion of the session, 65 kilos, representing Romania, Brindusha Turcanu.
Gata, gata.
Primer intento para la atleta rumana.
Îndreaptă-te și intră sub bară. Dă-i înălțimii la bară.
Stai!
Fixează-o! Așteaptă, așteaptă, jos.
Turcanu's lift is a good lift, 65 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta rumana, primer intento.
Next athlete is calling for 70 kilos, representing Chinese Taipei, Wang Xingshou.
70 kilos para el primer intento de Wang Xingshou de Taipei.
That's a good lift for Wang, Chinese Taipei.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta de Taipei.
Next weight, next athlete, 70 kilos. Once again, this is Poland. And the first attempt from Julia Kaczorowska.
70 kilos para Julia Kaczorowska de Polonia.
That's a good lift. Kaczorowska of Poland.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta polaca.
Next athlete calling for 73 kilos, representing Spain, Crispel Escalante.
Primer intento con 73 kilos para Crispel Escalante de España.
No lift, Escalante, Spain.
Intento nulo para la atleta española.
Next athlete, representing Venezuela, 75 kilos. Zorianis Enriquez.
75 kilos para el primer intento del atleta Soriani Enríquez de Venezuela.
Big crowd, good lift, 75 kilos. Enriquez, Venezuela.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta venezolana.
78 kilos. First attempt in the snatch, representing Mexico, Leslie Ramirez Gaetan.
78 kilos para el primer intento de Leslie Ramírez de México.
A good lift, Ramirez Gaetan.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta mexicana.
Next athlete, calling for 85 kilos, representing Peru, Estrella Saldarriaga.
Primer intento con 85 kilos para la atleta Estrella Saldarriaga del Perú.
Good lift, Saldarriaga.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta peruana.
The final first attempt belongs to Colombia, 87 kilos, first attempt in the snatch, Angie Franco.
Primer intento con 87 kilos para Angie Franco Rodríguez de Colombia.
Franco's lift is a good lift, 87 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta colombiana.
Taking a brief look at our scoreboard while the athletes reset for the round 2. Franco, best lift, 87 kilos, followed close behind by Saldarriaga of Peru at 85 kilos. 78 kilos for Ramirez of Mexico. The other athletes in the 70s include Enriquez at 75, Kacrowska of Poland with 70 kilos, as well as Wong of Chinese Taipei also at 70 kilos. 65 kilos successful for Turcanu of Romania, and we've yet to see a good lift. Only one attempt so far, but we've yet to see a good lift from Venezuela, or from Spain, Escalante. Round 2 begins, 70 kilos. Turcanu, representing Romania, with 70 kilos, second attempt.
70 kilos para la atleta rumana. Segundo intento.
Faceți poză, hai. Gabi, te îndrept, dă viteză la bară.
David Muceșecu. Adu brațul ăla. Blochezi?
Așa, bun, bravo. Jos.
That is a good lift. Turcanu, Romania, 70 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta rumana.
Next athlete calling for 74 kilos. Representing Poland, Julia Kacrowska.
74 kilos para el segundo intento de Julia Kacrowska de Polonia.
No lift, Kacrowska.
Intento nulo para la atleta polaca.
Next athlete is calling for 75 kilos. Crispel Escalante, Spain, second attempt.
Segundo intento con 75 kilos para Crisbel Escalante de España.
Bien.
No lift, Escalante.
Intento nulo para la atleta española.
Next weight is 78 kilos. Second attempt in the snatch. Representing Venezuela, Zorianis Enriquez Diaz.
78 kilos para el segundo intento de Enríquez Díaz, de Venezuela.
Good lift, Enriquez Diaz.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta venezolana.
A 10-kilo jump now, 80 kilos. She was good at 70. Now she's trying 80 on her second attempt. Wang Xing Shou, Chinese Taipei.
80 kilos. Segundo intento lo solicitado por la atleta Wang Xin Chu, de Taipei.
No lift on attempt number 2 for 80 kilos.
Intento nulo para la atleta de Taipei.
Next athlete, 82 kilos, representing Mexico. Leslie Ramirez Gaetan.
Segundo intento con 82 kilos para Leslie Ramírez Gaitán, de México.
No lift, Ramirez Gaetan.
Intento nulo para la atleta mexicana.
Next weight is 90 kilos. Our two remaining athletes in the second round of the snatch, both calling for this weight. Up first, representing Peru, Estrella Saldarriaga, 90 kilos.
90 kilos para el segundo intento de Estrella Saldarriaga, del Perú.
That's a good lift. Saldarriaga, Peru, 90 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta peruana.
Now, 90 kilos. Representing Colombia. Last attempt in round 2 of the snatch. Angie Franco Rodriguez.
Segundo intento con 90 kilos para Angie Franco Rodríguez, de Colombia.
Good lift for Franco Rodriguez, 90 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta colombiana.
Round 3 in the snatch begins in 30 seconds time. Once again, this event is hosted by the Peruvian Weightlifting Federation as a replacement for the IWF Youth World Championship. Now, this is not being run with all the traditional rules because we can't use all the traditional rules because of the difference in weigh-in, not all being together, all those things. Records set are not accepted as IWF world records, and the athletes' totals cannot be used to qualify for further events. There's no jury, so no challenge cards, no reversals. 73 kilos now. Round 3 begins, representing Romania. Brindusha Turcanu.
Tercer intento para Brandusha Turcanu, de Rumania.
Lasă pe ceafă, brațul închis.
Cere puțin și păi finală, bagă brațul. Tare!
Stai acolo, stai! Jos!
Good lift, Turcanu, 73 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta rumana.
Two athletes calling for 75 kilos. Up first, representing Poland. Julia Kaczorowska.
Tercer y último intento con 75 kilos para Julia Kasarowska de Polonia.
That is a good lift. Kaczorowska.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta polaca.
Next athlete also calling for 75 kilos. Crispel Escalante, Spain. Third attempt.
Tercer y último intento para la atleta de España, Crisbel Escalante. Tercera y última tentativa para ella.
¿Mo? Tierra.
Good lift. Escalante, 75 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta española.
80 kilos, please. Representing Venezuela, Zorianis Enriquez Diaz. Third attempt in the snatch.
Tercer y último intento para la atleta venezolana.
A big cheer in Venezuela. A good lift, 80 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta venezolana con 80 kilogramos.
Next lift is 80 kilos as well. Representing Chinese Taipei, Wang Xingshou.
Tercer y último intento para Wang Xingxu de Taipei, 80 kilos.
Good lift, Wang, 80 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta de Taipei.
Next lift, 82 kilos. Representing Mexico, third attempt in the snatch. Leslie Ramirez Gaetan. No lift for Ramirez Gaetan.
Intento nulo para la atleta mexicana.
Next lift is 92 kilos. Representing Peru, Estrella Saldarriaga. Third attempt.
92 kilos para el tercer y último intento de Estrella Saldarriaga del Perú.
Good lift, Saldarriaga, 92 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta peruana.
One more kilo now. One more attempt in the snatch, 93 kilos. Angie Franco Rodriguez, Colombia.
Tercer y último intento para Angie Franco Rodríguez de Colombia con 93 kilos.
No lift for Franco Rodriguez at 93 kilos.
Intento nulo de la atleta colombiana.
That concludes the snatch portion of this session. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. 92 kilos, Saldarriaga leads heading into the next portion, the clean and jerk. 90 kilos next for Franco of Colombia. And if we look down the leadership board, 80 kilos, two athletes tied, Wang and Enriquez of Chinese Taipei and Venezuela, respectively. We'll have the clean and jerk in approximately 10 minutes' time. We'll use this break to check in with the new president of the International Weightlifting Federation. My colleague Sally Vandewater sat down and had a chat with Dr. Mike Arani.
Hello, welcome back. My name is Sally Vandewater. I'm one of the hosts of this online World Cup. I'm delighted to be here with Dr. Michael Arani, who, as the world knows, was recently appointed as the interim president of the International Weightlifting Federation. Dr. Arani, thank you for joining us here today.
Pleasure. Great to be here, actually, to see the lifting. I'm just so pleased that this is the first large event and we've got tremendous lifting going on. Yesterday was something else. It's unbelievable. Good.
Absolutely. It's been a great pleasure to watch and to be able to call these lifts. I think that, all eyes in the weightlifting world are on you right now. What do you think can be done? How do you plan to shape and mold the future of the sport so that we can, in fact, stay in the Olympics? There's been a lot of warnings from the IOC about the actions that the IWF has taken recently. What do you think we can do to retain our Olympic position?
Well, thank you for asking that one. That's the whole, gist of being an interim rather than a permanent. We'll see how we do. The most important thing to remember is, why are we here? We're here for the athlete. If there was no athlete, there wouldn't be any need for us. There wouldn't be any weightlifting, and this is so tragic. It would be so tragic. So we've got to look after the guys that are actually doing the work, the lifting of the weights, the training, etc. So with that in mind, the big things are ethics and governance and disciplinary, etc., and the doping. With doping, we're absolutely mindful. We've always been mindful of doping, but just stopping it happening. But then we had big problems at the top of the tree. The top of the tree, well, we didn't know what was going on. So basically, we believed what was told. We couldn't deny it. We couldn't explore it. We just had to accept what was given. As you know, you may have been at, or you may have heard what was going on. So we've set up a commission. In fact, we've set up 3 commissions. One is the ADR, the Adverse Drug Results, Doping Results Commission, which is going to be run now by the ITA, the Independent Testing Agency, which is an organization rather that'll feed into WADA, etc. They're going to do everything. We won't have any say in the matter. If they say we're going to test, they're going to test. If they say we don't need to test, they don't need to test. That's it. We're going to accept that. Then if they find anything abnormal, then they need to investigate them. They'll do forensic investigations, and then depending on the results, they'll put the case through, if it's appealed against, back to or up to the CAS, to the Court on Arbitration in Sport. So we won't have anything. There will be one person there, or 2 people if they need to, who can be called in ad hoc for interest in some aspect that the commission doesn't know about, because they're not weightlifting people. They're completely legal lawyers, etc., who are associated with other sports, perhaps, etc. And we've got these. One is the Reform and Governance Commission, which is going to be run by Darren Kane, Australian. He's absolutely top notch, attached to FINA, and he's already set up meetings and has a timetable as to which topics to look at first. Then we've got the Ethics and Disciplinary Commission, run by a lovely lady called Mamarina. Her first name is, I'm going to look, Despina, and she's Greek and Swiss. She lives in Switzerland and works there. But she would be good for European law and, of course, Swiss law, which is very important. And that's for ethics. So she will find, was this an ethical thing that was happening, or was it unethical, and the sanctions that need to be exacted. And that would go through to CAS as well, if necessary. And the third was the important one of the ITA that I mentioned earlier. So it's going to be really, really tough for anybody to now omit being tested. Like here, where you are. They'll be testing there. And of course, yesterday's records and things, it's not a world record. It's going to be an e-record, if you like. And that's another thing that's going to happen. That's going to change. I hope it'll change, where you'll get low travel costs. People won't need to travel. You've not needed to travel. I've not needed to travel. We're talking here thousands of miles apart. You're in Canada and I'm in London, you see. So, and there's lifting going on all around the world now at the moment, which is magnificent. This is brilliant. If the IOC wanted to know about how popular weightlifting is, just look at what's happening now.
It's true. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Verbose replied to your response.
That's all right. That's all right. What do you see as some of the first actions the executive board is going to take to continue this reform?
Well,
or what are you hoping will be some of their first actions?
I think we've got to listen to what the IOC says, and that is to start getting more female commitment in there. In fact, for this tournament, there's 218 men, 184 ladies, and that puts it 402 total. And the ratio is 1 to 1.16. That means for every 100 women that are there, there's 116 men. So there's only sort of 16 per 100 women, and there's 184, so that makes it 1.16, you see. Anyway, that's very important. It has to be popularized. It has to be made safe, which it is incredibly safe. You think of the weight they're lifting. You think of the weight they're lifting. They're lifting 2.5 tons body weight in some instances. And that, if you mislift it, get it wrong, you're cream crackered. You know, you're going to be really, really asking for serious help to go up. So we've got to look after the athlete and represent them properly. So the athletes commission as well. And from that, there's two things we've done. One is we've got to ask not for whom the bell tolls. We have this thing on getting two people onto the executive board from the athletes commission. We're going to draw them in, the chairman and the deputy and their deputy. At the moment, one will get, after the Electoral Congress and the Constitutional Congress, one will get a vote, which they don't have at the moment. And hopefully, in the fullness of time, not too long, there'll be the other one will get a vote. So two will get a vote. We will try and get 30%. We'll try and get 30 people into, 30 women, 30% women, for commissions and overall committees, etc. So that's going to be fantastic, you see. So that'll be good. Then there's something.
Well, thank you.
You may think you may think it is odd, but Dr. Bach mentioned this almost as sort of a passing thing, but we've taken it seriously, and that's sustainability and legacy. Carbon footprints and recycling. You see all these things that we tend to put down at the bottom of the list, but they could be done. Why not? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work it out. You know, recycling, we can do it, and that'll be great if we do. Water bottles, the weights themselves, the rubber rings around the weights that you can vulcanize and use them for platforms, rather, so on and so forth. Anyway, those are ideas that will come to fulfillment, I'm sure.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Irani. It's really wonderful to hear about those marks towards progress you'll be making. If I may recommend 50% women, that might not be a bad idea either. I think we're just about
we'd love to get 30. We'd love to get 30, but the difficulty finding
without doubt
that can spare the time. We'd love to have them.
I assure you we're out there. I assure you we're here. But thank you very much for your time. We are just about out of time, but thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us all the way from London.
And
we'll get back to lifting now.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
We will. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Welcome back to the International Weightlifting Federation Online Youth World Cup, hosted by the Peruvian Weightlifting Federation. This is the women's 81 kilo A session. The snatches are all in the books. With a slight lead is Saldariaga of Peru. over Franco of Colombia. And we have a number of athletes tied at 80 kilos in third position. But that's the snatch. Now the clean and jerk. 80 kilos is being put on a bar in Poland. The athlete, Julia Kaczorowska. This is the first attempt in the clean and jerk.
Primer intento con 80 kilogramos para Julia Kaczorowska de Polonia.
Correction, I've got 84 kilos for Crispel Escalante of Spain. 84 kilos, Spain.
84 kilos para el primer intento para la atleta española.
My apologies for the confusion. A good lift, Escalante, 84 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta española, primer intento con 84 kilos.
Now, 85 kilos. Turcanu, Romania. 85 kilos, first attempt.
85 kilos para la atleta rumana Turcanu, primera tentativa para ella.
Rapid coatele. Lucește puternic și întorci drept de coate.
Hai! Sus, sus, sus!
Aruncă și ducă pe ceafă și tărește picioarele. Dar arunci de picior. Așa. Stai acolo. Jos. Jos.
Good lift, Turcanu, Romania, 85 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta rumana.
Now, representing Poland, first attempt in the clean and jerk, Julia Kaczorowska.
Ahora sí, primer intento con 85 kilos para Julia Kaczorowska de Polonia.
Good lift, Kaczorowska, 85 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta polaca.
Next weight, 90 kilos, representing Chinese Taipei, Wang Xingshou.
90 kilos para el primer intento de Wang Xingshou de Taipei.
That's a good lift. Wang Xingshou.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta de Taipei.
Next athlete, 95 kilos. Sorianis Enriquez Diaz, Venezuela, first attempt.
Primer intento para Soriani Enríquez Díaz de Venezuela. Primer intento.
No lift, Enriquez Diaz.
Intento nulo de la atleta venezolana.
More weight, please. 103 kilos now. Clean and jerk number 1. Leslie Ramirez Gaetan, Mexico.
Primer intento con 103 kilos para Leslie Ramírez Gaitán de México.
Good lift, Ramirez Gaetan, 103 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para este primer intento de la atleta mexicana.
Next athlete, representing Colombia, 110 kilos, first attempt in the clean and jerk for Angie Franco Rodriguez.
110 kilos para el primer intento de Angie Franco Rodríguez de Colombia.
Good lift, Franco Rodriguez, 110 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta colombiana.
Next weight is 111 kilos. Estrella Saldarriaga, Peru, first attempt in the clean and jerk.
Primer intento, 111 kilos para Estrella Saldarriaga del Perú.
Primo, ahí en la pierna, sube la espalda. Sigue, sigue. Vamos a la derecha, acompaña el movimiento.
Good lift, Saldarriaga, 111 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta peruana.
This is our break, 30 seconds before we start with round 2 of the clean and jerk. We've got a little bit of a sense of the totals now so far. 203 kilos is the best total so far. Again, still 2 lifts remaining for each of the athletes, but Saldarriaga leads by 3 kilos to 203 kilos in the total, followed by 200 kilos for Franco of Colombia. Next down, 181 kilos for Ramirez of Mexico. Other athletes, 170 kilos for Wong of Chinese Taipei, 160 Katsuworski of Poland, 159 for Escalante, 158 for Turkanu. And the one athlete that we're missing is Henriquez because Venezuela has not yet posted a clean and jerk. Now the athlete, 88 kilos, Crispel Escalante, Spain.
88 kilos para el atleta Escalante de España.
¡Vamos! Venga, lanzando mucho. ¡Qué buena, qué buena! Tierra.
Good lift, Escalante, 88 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta española.
Next athlete is 89 kilos, Julia Kaczorowska, Poland.
89 kilos para el segundo intento de Julia Kaczorowska de Polonia.
Good lift, Kaczorowska, Poland, 89 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta polaca.
Add 1 kilo, 90 kilos now. Brindusha Turcanu, Romania. Second attempt in the clean and jerk.
Big time, big time, big time.
90 kilos para el segundo intento de Brandushka Toscano de Rumania.
Unii grăbim rapid coatele, hai. Startul și te îndrepți.
Hai, curaj.
Good lift, majority decision, Turcanu.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta rumana.
Next athlete, 95 kilos. Zorianis Enriquez Diaz, Venezuela.
95 kilos para el atleta de Venezuela, Enríquez Díaz. Segundo intento.
Good lift, Enriquez Diaz, 95 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta venezolana.
Next athlete, 96 kilos. Clean and jerk number 2. Representing Chinese Taipei, Wang Xingshou.
96 kilos para la atleta de Taipei, segundo intento.
Good lift, Wang, Chinese Taipei, 96 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta de Taipei, 96 kilos.
Next athlete, 106 kilos. Leslie Ramirez Gaetan, Mexico, second attempt.
Segundo intento para la atleta mexicana.
Good lift, Ramirez Gaetan, 106 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta mexicana.
Next athlete, 113 kilos. Angie Franco Rodriguez, Colombia.
113 kilos para Angie Franco Rodríguez de Colombia, segundo intento.
No lift, Franco Rodriguez.
Intento nulo para la atleta colombiana.
Next weight is 114 kilos to close out clean and jerk round number 2. From our host nation, Peru, Estrella Saldariaga.
114 kilos para el segundo intento de la atleta Estrella Saldariaga del Perú.
Vamos, Estrella.
Good lift, Saldariaga, Peru, 114 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta peruana.
1 round to go. We're 30 seconds away from the first lift in the final round of the women's 81 kilo A session of the IWF Online Youth World Cup. Right now, our leader has 6 kilos more than second place. That's Saldariaga, ahead of Franco Rodriguez of Colombia. After that, 184 kilos for Ramirez of Mexico, 176 for Wang of Chinese Taipei, 175 kilos for Enriquez Diaz of Venezuela. Let's start. Round number 3, 90 kilos on the bar. Representing Spain, Crispel Escalante.
Vamos.
90 kilos para el tercer y último intento de la atleta Escalante de España.
Venga. ¡Vamos!
No lift for Escalante at 90 kilos.
Intento nulo.
Next weight is 91 kilos. Representing Poland, Julia Kaczorowska.
91 kilos para Julia Kaczorowska de Polonia.
A good lift for Kaczorowska in Poland, 91 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta polaca.
Now, Brindusha Turcanu, Romania, 93 kilos, third attempt.
93 kilos para el último intento del atleta Turcanu, de Rumania.
Pieptul sus.
Tare! Sus!
Așa, da! Nu te grăbi acum, aruncă puternic. Și intră sub bară.
Brațul!
Stai acolo, așa! Stai! Stai! Jos! Jos!
Good lift, Turcanu and Romania.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta rumana, tercer y último intento.
Next lift, 100 kilos even. Zorianis Enriquez Diaz, Venezuela, third attempt in the clean and jerk.
Tercer intento con 100 kilos para Enríquez Díaz de Venezuela.
No lift, Enriquez Diaz, 100 kilos.
Intento nulo para la atleta venezolana.
Now, 105 kilos, please. Wang Xing Shou, Chinese Taipei, third attempt in the clean and jerk.
105 kilos para el atleta de Taipei, último intento.
No lift for Wang at 105 kilos.
Intento nulo para el atleta de Taipei.
111 kilos. Leslie Ramirez Gaetan, third attempt in the clean and jerk, representing Mexico.
111 kilos para el atleta Ramírez de México, tercer y último intento.
Good lift, Mexico, 111 kilos.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta mexicana, 111 kilos en su tercer y último intento.
Two lifts remaining, 113 kilos. Angie Franco Rodriguez, final attempt.
Último intento para Angie Franco Rodríguez de Colombia.
No lift, Franco Rodriguez.
Intento nulo para la atleta colombiana.
Final attempt. Clean and jerk number 3, representing Peru, Estrella Saldarriaga.
Tercer y último intento para Estrella Saldarriaga del Perú con 117 kilogramos.
Good lift. Saldariaga.
Ejercicio válido para la atleta peruana.
This concludes the lifting portion of the women's 81 kilo A session. Taking a look at the scoreboard, this is what the A session athletes did. 6 for 6 performance from Estrella Saldariaga of Peru with 209 kilos. She is the top of the A session, followed by 200 kilos from Angie Franco Rodriguez of Colombia. 189 kilos, successful at 78 and 111 for Leslie Ramirez Gaetan. After that, 176 for Wong of Chinese Taipei. 175 kilos is the total for Enriquez Diaz of Venezuela. 166 kilos, 2 athletes calling that weight. Turcanu of Romania, as well as Kaczorowska of Poland, and 163 kilos for Escalante of Spain. We're going to check out the highlights of the women's 81 kilo Group A session. We'll be back with the medal ceremony for all of the women's 81 kilos at the IWF Online Youth World Cup in just a few moments' time. Welcome to the medal ceremony for the IWF Online Youth World Cup. The snatch in the women's 81 kilo category. The bronze medalist representing Venezuela, Zorianis Enriquez. The silver medalist representing Colombia is Franco Rodriguez. And the gold medalist representing Peru, Estrella Saldariaga. Now in the clean and jerk. The bronze medalist representing Colombia, Angie Franco Rodriguez. The silver medalist representing Mexico, Leslie Ramirez Gaetan. And the gold medalist representing Peru, Estrella Saldariaga. Now, the results in the total. The bronze medalist representing Mexico, Leslie Ramirez Gaetan. The silver medalist representing Colombia, Angie Franco Rodriguez. And the gold medalist and the champion of the IWF Online Youth World Cup Women's 81 kilo class, representing Peru, Estrella Saldariaga. Now, the national anthem of Peru. Welcome back. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us and watch the women's 81 kilo A session. Congratulations to all the medalists, including our gold medalist from our host, Peru. We have more great weightlifting still to come. In about an hour and a half's time, we'll have the men's plus 102 kilo A session. And at 3 o'clock, Lima time, we'll close this off with the women's plus 81 kilo A session. Thanks for taking the time to join us with the IWF Online Youth World Cup. We hope to see you for subsequent sessions, and good lifting.